Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Joyce if you are new here, and I did not deliver yesterday. The day literally just flew by. Excuse me. Somebody was saying to me, perhaps I need to be doing this batch thing where you record a couple of videos or a few and then you just drop them. I have tried it before, but I just think it gets me a bit in a tizzy. So I try to do this. It doesn't take too much of my time, but for days like yesterday, we just let that one go. Today I wanted to talk about a subject that sometimes can get us into a little bit of a mess if we don't grapple or if we don't understand it. And that is the things that are within our control and the things that are outside of our control. In the psychology and training and development field, we use this term called the locus of control. And essentially, it means the things, it's really just about what you can manage and what you can control. And there is the external locus of control and there's the internal locus of control. And these two people can, depending on what you think you can end up doing life or seeing life very differently. So there's people that focus on the external locus of control. For example, I passed that test because it was easy, as opposed to I passed that test because I was prepared for it. So there's a way that you are responsible, taking accountability of the things that you can control and things that you can't. So if the test was hard, then the person that focuses on the external locus of control would have been, I failed that test because it was difficult. So there's always this external stuff that we attributes to whether we are successful in life or not. And then there is the internal locus of control where we're taking full responsibility for what we can do about a situation. And for the most part, people that are more internally focused tend to be more peaceful, more reliable, more able to take charge, more resilient, but also willing to say when they've been defeated. Let me drive this one home by giving you a couple of examples in terms of what I think about the external and the internal locus of control. And you can do a bit more research about it, because if it will really help you if you are looking at, and I know most of you that listen to this channel are more about what they can take care responsible for, and that's more about the internal and letting go of what you cannot control. So for example, the weather. If you live in England, you know what I mean, or UK generally, the weather can be quite interesting because you never know what you'll get, even though the 4 seasons are supposed to be very clear for us. But you cannot do anything about it. That's one thing I've decided. I'm not going to complain about the weather, although I've said a few things on here, not intending to control, but just making a point. So there's nothing I can do about the weather. It will either rain or it will snow, or it will be, heat, or there will be gales, there will be storms, there will be all kinds of things. I cannot do anything about that, but I can control how I dress for the weather. I can control whether I have the heating on or not, whether I carry an umbrella or not, whether I wear a vest or not. Those are the things that are internally within my locus of control. The external locus of control, I cannot do anything about it. I'm not going to moan about it. There are people that choose to do it, but there's nothing I can do about it. So for me, it's a losing battle. Now, there's other things like genes. You cannot control the genes that you have. You might have coming from a lineage that there are certain illnesses and diseases that do plague people that come within your home. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, within your lineage, that's the word I'm looking for. The things that can be part of what's in your lineage. Now, you can decide to accept that or not, but you can also do a few things. You can choose how you eat. You can choose what you put into your body. You can choose whether you exercise or not. You can also choose mentally whether you accept that or not. And I know there's a lot of schools of thought around that. For me, it's about, what can I control? What can't I control? What can I do about it? What can't I do about it? And that is the fine line between it. You can't control your parents. They're your parents, whether they're good or not so good parents. Whatever that deal is for you, only you accept that. But you can control the relationship that you have with them. Now that you're an adult, what boundaries you have with them, and whether you are going to keep up digging the past, or you're going to choose to do something about it. Go and get some help if it is psychological help that you need, or counseling, right? So you can't do anything about it. You could moan about your parents, you could antagonize and keep revisiting and regurgitating what they did to you or did not do for you, or you can decide, actually, that is what that was. Now I can do something about it. You also can't control the society that you live in. You might be living in a country that is at war right now, that, religion has a huge part of and rule the country. It might be complete chaos, or it might be a peaceful state and you're just deciding who to vote for. That is the way that is. But you can control whether you vote. You can control whether you bring that into your home environment. You can control whether you create a space where you come in the evening and this becomes your sanctuary. Those are the things that we can control. And so as you go about your day today, think about it. What is it that is within your remit? What can you control and what can you let go of? Because ultimately, we are only responsible for the things that we do something about, that we take accountability for. And it's also a fine line between being anxious and depressed, or learning to cope with what is ahead of you. Now, that's not to take lightly anyone that's depressed or anxious, because that's a reality of what they're facing. But the thing is, there's always a step we can take towards helping ourselves get better. Have an incredible day, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Take good care.